possibility that India may take a calibrated approach to rupee devaluation? It may.
Absolutely. And I want to make a couple of points before we get into what the possible impact could be. One, the rupee falls on an average, if you go back many years, 3 to 4% every year anyway, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it gets weaker by 3 to 4% every year. You can go back a decade and a half. That has been the trend.
Okay.
That is point number one. Point number two, you got FCNR outflows coming up, right? The rupee would have been under pressure anyway. So that is point number two. Third is the fact which the news item that we put out yesterday. The rupee is appreciated by about 70 paise over the last 3 weeks. And we put out the story that Vodafone actually has been buying rupees in anticipation of spectrum auctions and the money that it will have to put up for the auctions. So the only point I'm making is that this near-term appreciation in the currency we've seen of about 60-70 basis points, and we're at about 67 now, may not last. I mean, that one big buyer of the currency, once he gets out of the market, the rupee might start to drift down automatically. So those are the 3 points to keep in mind at the current juncture. The other point, the impact, if there's something like this is undertaken, a rupee devaluation is undertaken, is what will happen to FII investments. You're an FII, say you get in about $1 billion at 65. For example, right? And you want to sell. The rupee goes down 1% or 2%. Whatever. Let's assume it goes down to 66, right? When you sell and then you convert it back to dollars and you want to take it back home, you automatically take a notional hit of that currency. So your hurdle rate for investment return goes up by that much. The other impact is, I mean, you know, of course. Weaker rupee. India is a net importer, so inflation. It's got an inflationary impact. Exports obviously benefit, IT, pharma, I mean, we all know that. Those are textbook things. But I think the bigger thing to focus on is, I mean, you know, how will they really do this at this juncture? Is it a good time? Is it a bad time? But as I think Ritupanu and we've been emphasizing, this is a proposal at this point, right? This is a proposal which the Commerce Ministry wants to take it up with the Finance Ministry and consider this. Actually, let's get in.